Welcome, everyone, to From the Hip, a podcast where candid conversations, sharp insights, and unfiltered opinions about today's NFL collide. I'm your host, Anthony Rodriguez. And joining me today are our co host, Kory Thompson, Justin Rodriguez, and Mr. Moe, who is back. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
I'm glad you guys all be
How's
here,
it going?
especially you, Mo. I'm glad you came back today. Okay. I already feel like this is your second home, even if you don't feel that way yet.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Look at his face.
Oh
He just
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
come
But
in
you
here
know
and
what?
gloat today, but that's
He
all right.
deserves it. He deserves it. You
But
talked a
wait,
lot.
look
You
at his
talked a lot.
face.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He got the right to gloat, me dog. He got the right.
Absolute.
He got the right to gloat.
We're
I
creating a
can't wait for the
monster.
I
Ravens.
tell you what, we're gonna start right away with the
Oh, let me go
we're
up
gonna get
some.
right
Don't
into
worry.
it with we're in week 6. But today's Saturday, and we already had a game on Thursday. So let's talk about that Thursday game. Let's get right into it. Thursday, we had the Denver Broncos against KC. It was something else, I thought
Mhm.
Denver had a shot, but you know what? Let's take it to you, Kory. What did you think was going to happen?
We all knew Kansas City was going to win this game, but it was more or less about by how much. I think it was a lackluster performance on KC's side. Russell Wilson only had 95 yards passing, one touchdown, two interceptions. Um, Cortland Sutton, 46 yards of that. I mean, they barely moved the ball. They barely moved the ball. Mahomes, though, for some reason had 306 yards with one touchdown, one interception. Pacheco didn't really help with only 62. Kelsey looked like Kelsey. 9 catches, 9 targets, 124. But the hero of the game was really the kicker, Harrison Buckner. 4 for 4. He hit a 60-yarder. He put 13 points on the board for this team. Um, I don't like the fact that they relied on Harrison Buckner when you're supposed to be one of the powerhouse teams. Also, with this comes in the other segment, other part to it that I looked into. So last year, within the first 6 games, KC was averaging 30 points a game. This year, they're only averaging 24, so that's one touchdown less a game. Denver's defense is dead last in the league, giving up 440 yards a game, 172 on the ground, 268 in the air. KC's only faced one top 10 defense, and that was the Lions, and that was week 1 and lost. They've been squeaking by in a lot of games. So I want to know, is KC not as good as everyone thinks they are? Or was just the
I
Denver
was
defense
literally
just
going to
gave them a
get to
lot of
that where I was going to
problems?
ask you. It sounds to me as though you're trying to condemn them. Yeah, so I guess you're not buying into the best start they've had under the Mahomes era at going 5-1 so far.
I'm not buying into it. I mean, they haven't played like top teams. I mean, Jacksonville is a decent team. The Lions are a top team, but the others really haven't
Mm.
been spectacular.
What's your take, Justin?
They've
Talk
had
to
an
me.
easy schedule so far, is what I'm trying to say.
Uh, I wouldn't say that about KC's offense. I say that Denver defense came to work because they did. When I watched the game. I seen the game. It's not wasted possessions. They try their best to keep that offense and that team still in that game. If Russell Wilson will actually connect once in a while,
Mm,
I see Denver coming out with the win because that defense
mm.
came to work. So that's my take on it. And on top of that, KC, like Anthony always says, good teams will find ways to win. So I don't think it matter who they play because this is a team who's been in the Super Bowl the last,
All right.
I say,
Well,
two
with
out of
that
the last
said,
3 years. So
the Broncos,
this is definitely
um,
someone, not someone you sleep
I know
on.
that Russell had an awful game, but I don't think it was Russell had an awful game. I think the Broncos had an awful game. I haven't seen a single player step up yet. A lot of trade rumors about Russell Wilson that's running around the league, and a lot of people shouting that he should be sat. How do you feel about it, Mo?
Um, I as far as Denver, they are about to trade a bunch of people. Like Judy's on the line. Sutherland's on. What's the other one? They released Frank Clark. So change is coming, but Denver as a whole, that was on them. They could have won that game.
Yeah.
You also had the coach who didn't know it was fourth
A
down.
very
That's an
experienced
experienced coach. But on the flip side, very
Yeah.
experienced.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
winning coach. Yeah,
Yeah.
Super Bowl winning coach.
And on the flip side of that, Chiefs aren't
Yeah.
that impressive this year. They just know how to win.
Thank you.
As I look at the score of their past games, their most Chiefs looking score was 41-10 against the Bears. Every other score, they lost to the Lions by 1 point. They won in Jacksonville 17-9. They beat the Jets by 3 points. They beat the Vikings by 1 touchdown. They just beat Denver 19-18. It's, they don't look that impressive. The reason they don't look that impressive is because who is the
That'd
go-to
be
receiver?
Kelsey. Outside of Kelsey, nobody.
Outside of Kelsey.
That's it. Outside of Kelsey, that's it. Nobody.
But here's the thing to
those
that.
other
Who did he have
receivers
last year? Who did he have last year?
That was last year. When people catch on to that and you try to run that, it seems as if they're trying to do that old Patriots move. We just gonna sign any receiver.
You know
Pat
what,
gonna take
though?
us
But
there.
last
Pat
week we
and
watched
Kelsey gonna take us there.
We watched like
You
Joe
can't do that.
Burrows. He threw for a little over 200 yards, almost 300 yards, right? And 190 of those went to Chase. So it's not, 120 of the 300
7-11.
yards went to Kelsey. Is that necessarily all that bad when you consider that's his number one receiver? I know he's not a receiver. I get it. I know he's not a receiver. But the receiving core in general,
it's not
It's
that bad.
the
you know,
bad.
It's not. It's not that bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but that's only for now because looking at their schedule, you can't do that against the Chargers. You can't do that against the Dolphins. You can't do that against the Eagles. You can't do that against the Bills. You got these
Yeah.
teams coming in,
How do you
and you
feel
play
about the
Burrow
defense? Because
And
their
like
So
you
you
defense
can't-
is actually highly
He's
ranked.
only played one
And
top 10 defense.
when you look at their schedule so far, yes, they haven't played the powerhouse teams like San Fran and the Dolphins. I get that. You're 100%. But they also have been holding people down. They have been holding people down.
Yes, they've been holding people down. They're
Okay,
the
I
reason
grant you
that
that
they
too.
have been winning because a lot of these games, as you heard,
Oh yeah, it
one score
reverses the
it's a
win.
wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, the team that scored in the crunch time against them was the Lions. That's the only team that's beat them. Try that against the Bills, who is more a machine than some of these teams they've been playing. Like Jacksonville is not a machine yet either. So I can see why they beat us. But Denver?
Yeah,
You in a close game with Denver? It's not as
especially with
luxurious
Denver,
as it seems.
which is just imploding. They're imploding, and they're about to be sellers in the league. That the trade deadline is fast approaching, and they're sellers. They're sellers. I mean, I don't know who would want anybody like Judy, especially after his little altercation with Steve Smith. But
Steve Smith.
you know what? You know,
I mean, there's people that are looking for another receiver right now.
like
Like
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
That's
People
a
will,
good thought.
yeah.
I actually would like to see Russell sit while he still has while he's still worth something. There's no, I mean, at this point the team has already decided to move on. You're not going to be here next season. They want to tank, that's why they're sellers, so they can be hot in the draft market. So sit him. Okay, because I don't think you're going to whatever he does going forward in the season, even if he starts winning games, it's not going to rise his it's not going to raise his stock. Might as well sit him.
No. Nobody feels like he's focused on
I
football,
gotcha.
and that's the issue.
Would he be a better fit on a team that may be buying a quarterback, such as the Jets or Tampa Bay. Even though you have Baker Mayfield there, they still are buyers right now.
No, I think he'd be a better fit if he went over to like
Even with
the
Garoppolo there,
Raiders at that situation. Yeah, I don't like. I'm not sold on Garoppolo. I think he'd be a better fit for them.
Mm-mm.
That Garoppolo offense is horrible, horrible. And you got Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs, and we'll talk
I
about them
got you.
later.
That's
I
sad.
don't think anybody want
It's
him.
sad because I really do
Mm.
like him.
I think he'll be a backup wherever he go.
Yeah, he'll be back or wherever he go. I agree.
Wherever he go, he's gonna be a backup. He's gonna be the one to try to guide some young quarterback. Maybe North Carolina with Bryce Young being a smaller quarterback. Maybe they try to have Russell teach him different ways of being a smaller quarterback. But I don't think anybody. I think everybody else is
Gotcha.
pretty much set in their mind,
All right. Well,
whether we
that
think
leads
so or
us
not.
over. Let's move into the next game. Let's move into the future games. Talking about Baltimore at Tennessee. Baltimore coming in at 3-2, Tennessee coming at 2-3. This is an
Mm.
important game for both teams. This is a very important game because if Baltimore
It
loses
is.
this game,
It is.
they're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. If they win this game, I don't think it really helps them. I'm still going to be a hater. Uh, with Tennessee, though, Tennessee is one of those teams that they're kind of on that bubble. So they really need to start winning. And I don't know if they know how to right now. But Kory, tell me what you're thinking about this game, and don't be too biased.
Well, they're both looking for their first win in London. They both have had no, they haven't had success yet. Both teams. Baltimore's offense is ranked 14. The Titans' offense is 24th in the league. Baltimore's defense is number 2 in the league, and the Titans' defense is 16th in the league. Lamar's only thrown 4 touchdowns this season. Tannehill's only thrown 2. Lamar's ran in 4. Um, I definitely feel that the Titans' defense is better than their ranking. It's a scary defense, and I've talked about it before. They have an immaculate secondary. Their secondary is really really good. That helps them keep scores low. Um, Another problem with this is Derrick Henry. It seems like every other week is when he has a good week. Week 2, he had 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Week 4, he had 122 with
So
a
you think he's
touchdown,
going to
and
have
now
a
we're
good
in
week?
week 6. So I think he's gonna produce this week against the Ravens. He's always given us problems. Um, but the game's gonna be close, man. Baltimore's giving up 15 points a game. Titans are giving up 18 points a game. I still
Mm,
see the Ravens winning this
rebuttal, Mo.
17 or
What do you
14.
got?
All right, all right, all right. Listen. There ain't no way Baltimore squeaks out this game as that close. It will have to. Y'all have no receivers that are reliable. Okay, no receivers, and with that secondary being that way, you know what that means. Lamar is
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to will y'all to a win. He's gonna have to will y'all. He's gonna have to run. He's gonna have to have one of those games where it's 200 yards passing, but he got 100 and something rushing. He's gonna have to do that against the Titans. And it's just like I told you. You said yourself, y'all have problems against them. It's just like I told you last week.
Against Derrick Henry.
Yes, you struggle against Derrick Henry, and Titans have no problem with making Derrick Henry the focal point. They're gonna let him beat y'all down and go over the top a little bit every now and then with Hopkins. That's what they're gonna do, and they're gonna win probably
Mm,
by at least 9
mm.
to me.
I think that might have been worth it for the whole show right there. Justin, how do you see it, man? Let me get somebody impartial here. Come on.
Listen. The way I look at it is that Derrick Henry is a factor, but I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be as big as a factor as y'all think he's gonna be. Reason why I say that is because this entire season he's been
Mm-hmm.
sharing carries with Spears. So yeah, I think that run game will be effective in that game, but I don't think it'll be all Derrick Henry. and that's how I look at it. I see Tennessee behind in the first half, but I definitely think Tennessee comes out with the win of this one.
All right. All right.
Oh, going against the
Yeah,
grain,
me
both
I
too.
of
I
hate
you.
the
really don't
Titans,
like the
by the way.
Titans. I don't like the
They're in my division.
Titans.
And right now, I hate you.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Washington is coming in at 2-3. Atlanta 3-2. Um, I'm going to start with you, Kory. How do you see this team? I was looking at this, and I'm looking at Atlanta with that 3-2 record. Is that for real, or is it just because of who they've played?
They're 3-0 at home, baby, and this is a home game for them. So I think it's real. I mean, Ritter looked good last game.
Well,
I
that
mean,
was his
12
first game.
flashes
That was his
last game.
first
I mean,
game
the
where he
boy put up
actually looked
over
good. That I
300
can't even make
yards.
fun of him.
Yeah, that's a one
His
as a
first
one
real good
game.
game. Yeah, but he looked
That's
good.
1 out of 5 though.
We can't say who anymore. Yeah, but they still have 3 wins at home. On the road, that's a different story. Um, but he's only averaging like 1 touchdown a game. I think the heart and soul of this Falcons team is that defense. I mean, Jesse Bates, he already has 3 picks on this team.
The what?
On the
Bro,
defense,
what?
Jesse Bates has 3 picks on this team. We know Bijan is the workhorse, all right? Let's stop, okay? We already know that. That is on the offense, but I'm talking about
Bro,
defense.
you did
Their
not just say
defense.
Jesse Bates is the reason why they 3-2, dog. I'm
Oh,
not
no,
trying
no,
to hear
no,
that, bro.
no,
I'm
no, no,
I'm
no.
stopping you
I
right
said
there. I'm
he's
not even
the
gonna let you
heart and
finish, bro.
soul of this team on the defense. That's what I mean. On the defense, he's got 3 picks already on the season.
In
3.
5 games?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm about to pull up the Atlanta defense right now. We're gonna see how
Go
much
ahead.
points. We about to
Yeah,
pull up how much points
he's
they
got
allowed,
3
how many
picks.
yards they allowed, and you're gonna tell me that they're the reason why they win this
Their
game.
their defense is ranked number 8 right now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We about to argue right
What
Oh,
now.
does
yeah.
that
I'm
right.
telling
mean?
you, we about to argue.
Atlanta's
Defensive.
defense.
What does that mean?
They're giving up what 190 yards passing,
You're
104
gonna
yards in the rush
so they're
game.
giving up
They're
those
giving up
type of
And
that
that's
kind of
and
yards,
that's
yards.
little.
and they're going
I'm
against
saying that
Washington.
their defense has been holding them down this season. That's part of the reason why they've been winning games.
We gonna
But
see.
So
defense definitely
what
helps you
defense
win
don't help you
games.
win games? Is that what you're saying? 'Cause
Yeah,
It
defense
does.
definitely helps win. But
okay,
when you have an
but
offense that can score as well, that's where defense wins
how is
games.
he score? He Ritter's only throwing 1 touchdown.
I'm not talking
How
about
many
Ritter. You
rushing
know who I'm
touchdowns
talking
are
We
you?
about.
talking
You
about.
know who
We
I'm
talking
talking
Bijan
about.
about.
is just running the ball,
We
but how
talking.
many games is he really putting up a lot
Is
of
he just?
touchdowns?
It don't
Well,
touchdowns
he
don't
is
mean nothing,
catching
bro.
as well.
What I'm saying is you
You
getting
got to
down the
put
field.
points on the board to
But that's
win.
what I'm saying.
You
You
got
getting
All
to
right,
down the
but
put
where do you
field.
points on
see
the
this
board
game?
to
All right.
win.
Do you think they can
What I'm
beat
saying is that your
Washington?
defense do stop.
Really?
Yeah,
You know,
I feel they
Washington
can
is
beat
actually,
Washington.
we've
No, I
already
agree.
I feel they can.
established that we
It's
all
at
believe that
home.
Washington is a good team that just has a really hard schedule, and that's why they have those 3 losses. But honestly, Washington really is like everybody they've played them extremely tough. Do you think they can beat this tough Washington team, even at home?
I sure do. Both of their offenses are evenly ranked and matched. That look it up. Their offenses are ranked at like
All right,
Bro,
all
right
right.
there,
I'm
next
gonna
to
give
each
the other
other.
guys a chance.
I
Mo,
feel that the
talk to me.
Falcons are going to win it
School 'em.
out.
Yeah, Washington.
Washington winning. I'm not listening to all that. It's in Washington, and then if they lose, it won't be because Jesse Bates. What did he just say? What? It won't be
Jesse
because
Bates
of
has 3 interceptions on the season in 5 games. 3. He's a
you
he's a
didn't.
good corner. He's a good safety.
You didn't say
he's
any
the
of
only
that.
one doing all that.
This the only time you brought up a stat like that, and then let's say, you know what?
Yes,
This
I
game
would.
ain't
You
gonna be
know,
that good
this
for
is
us to argue
crazy
this
that we were
much
on
over.
this game. This is
So
I'm not even gonna watch this.
Oh, bro, because that shit just got me
I
tight the
got
way
you.
he
I
just
got
gonna
you.
say the defense gonna be the reason why they
I'll
win
be
this
honest
game.
with
Like,
you. I'm not
no,
even gonna
dog,
watch
he
not
said
this
this
Jesse
game.
game.
This is
Bates
a
was
1
gonna
o'clock
be
game.
the greatest
Bates gonna
player
come
ever.
out.
I never said
Nah,
that.
dog.
This is you adding more onto what like you're just
I know he
Jesse
won.
putting
I know he
Bates
more.
is
won Player
better
of the
than
Week, but
Prime.
relax.
I know.
Relax. I know he won Player of the
This is
Week,
a
but
1
relax.
o'clock game that
Relax.
I'm not
You
even
Okay.
gonna
guys are
watch
adding
because
Relax.
more onto
there
what I'm
are better
saying.
1 o'clock games. But all right,
Yeah, that's
He
true.
said Jesse Bates gonna be better than Prime.
I did what? When did I ever say that? Yo, you
All right,
just
here we go.
making
Let's
up
move
stuff
on.
as
Let's
you
move
go.
on.
Now you're probably gonna clip this
Minnesota
and
is
add in
going to be
some
going into
crazy stuff.
Chicago. Both teams coming in at 1-4. Uh, Chicago finally getting their first victory last week to now have a victory on them. But Minnesota's coming in. These are two different teams. I'll tell you
Another
right
one.
now, because Chicago's a team trying to fight for who they are. Minnesota is a team that's absolutely falling apart and imploding. So when we got into it,
Mhm.
they're already without the number one receiver. He's gone for 4 games. All right. They're gonna have to rely on Jordan Addison. They have to rely on Hawkinson
Mhm.
and Madison, who hasn't shown up all season anyway. So why would we expect him to show up to this game? Chicago is. I've been attacking the Bears all season, but here we go. Ready? Last week, here's a couple stats that I pulled
Mhm.
because this is important, right? Weeks 1 through 4, Fields had 16 passes for 20 plus yards. Week 5, he had 14. Okay. His option plays, which we all know he's very good at because that's what he did when he was at Ohio State. From weeks 1 through 4, he only had 5. On week 5, he had 10. All right. So my thing is, I think they're starting to change the way they use Fields. So instead of getting him to play the system, they're starting to create the system around him. And they took the handcuffs off of him and he played really well. Along with the actual defense just playing wonderful anyway, which was needed because they don't have Herbert. Okay. So going into this game, the way I see it, if Chicago does what they did last week, just let the man play. And Minnesota doesn't have to do anything. They're going to show up and lose anyway. They're just going to show up and lose. I see that's how that game going on. But tell me I'm wrong. Mo, I'll let you start.
I think Chicago wins another one. I believe exactly what you said. It looked like they took the handcuffs off of him, and then also
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota is clearly about to blow up the team. Kirk Cousins is on the trading block.
I
Talking
would
about
love
him
it.
going to the Jets probably by next game. Um, and
I would
let me
too.
see.
I'm not gonna lie.
Then you have Daniil Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He's linked to Jacksonville. He's linked to the Ravens for a trade. They're blowing that team up, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't think they care enough because they're obviously trying to get a good draft pick at this point. Because I mean, Justin Jefferson is out. Addison is good, but he ain't no number one. We never thought he was going to be number one. But
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a good game.
What
It'll
about you,
be
Justin?
entertaining. Uh,
Uh, I look at it. I see Chicago win this game. Let me just say that first. But Fields' performance on the hand, yeah, he had a great game, threw for 282, but 230 did go to DJ Moore. I just look at it as maybe Washington couldn't guard DJ Moore. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you put double coverage on DJ Moore, does he still throw for 282 is the question. But Minnesota, like you said, Minnesota, they ain't been at. They just lost their number one guy. Addison is not a number one, not yet anyway. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't shown it. Madison, he's been there, but he's not no cook. So you gotta look at it where this is not the same team. Like TJ Hawkinson cannot. This you're not
Yeah.
the Chiefs. You're
He's
not
not
about to sit
Kelsey.
here and only
He's
throw
not
to the
Kelsey.
tight end the whole game. It's not gonna work out. It's not. He's not Kelsey, and
he's
he's
not
not. He's
Kittle.
great. He's great. He's not Kittle. He's not Kelsey, but they not gonna come out with the win in this game. So I see Chicago taking this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were supposed to beat the Chiefs last week, right?
Shots fired, Kory. Come on, baby. Come
Clip
on.
it.
Rebut.
Minnesota gonna win this game.
This
Oh
man
Clip
my
it.
think they the
God.
Super
Clip
Bowl
it.
champs. What?
You know,
You believe in Kurt.
Hey, somebody's got to
You
play
believe
devil's
in Kurt.
advocate. Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, but not on games like
I
this.
feel
On games like
Kirk
Atlanta was
Cousins.
cool, but this one, nah.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
nah, man. But the Bears still are the Bears. We saw one good game last week. We've seen Kirk Cousins
with
all season
Jeffries.
putting up stats. You can't deny that.
And
Yeah,
lose.
but still, I still think that the Bears defense isn't as good as some of the teams he's faced. So I do think they have a really good shot at winning this game,
So
Minnesota.
you don't think that they could guard Jordan Addison?
I'm not saying they can't guard him, but Kirk Cousins is really good at spreading the ball around. He did
But
it
he's
last
losing
game.
people to
He
spread the
did
ball
spread the
around
ball
too.
around. Exactly.
That's
He
my
lost
question.
Justin Jefferson, but he can still spread the
All
ball
right,
around.
all
I
right.
think they'll
I
be
mean,
fine.
hey, you know what? I'm not going to hate on you for being crazy.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, you stand on business, big dog. You stand on business. Stand
There
by
you
your
go.
team, bro.
All right.
Stand by your team, bro. Just know we gonna come
Just
back
Yeah,
because
to
they
this
I
wear
think
game.
he
purple.
forgets which
It's just
team
because
is
they
which
wear purple.
sometimes.
Purple's not even my
All right.
favorite color.
So Seattle is coming into to Cincinnati.
Mm.
Right. Seattle's walking in at 3-1. Cincinnati's walking in at 2-3. Here we go. 2 weeks ago, you'd asked me who wins this game. It was a no-brainer. Seattle runs through them like it's nothing. After last week's performance of Joe Burrow, I don't know. And that's exactly where I stand. I can't even tell you who's going to win this game because it all depends on who comes out for Cincy. But here's the thing. Burrow is still hurt. He's not 100%. To be honest with you, he probably should be sitting this week because they got a bye week next week. And if he sat this week, it'll give him more time for him to come across strong. They do have a chance of actually winning this game without him. They have a better chance with him, but they do still have a chance without him. Seattle, though, um, I think that they are the odds-on favorite to win the game, and rightfully so. They've looked good all year. I think the resurgence of Gino makes me very, very, very happy because he started with New York, and now he's found himself somewhere else. So I'm happy this happened. They have a decent defense over there, and I think that's going to make the actual difference. In so to me, I would say that they edged them out in the end. But let's see where it goes. Justin, how do you see this game?
I completely agree with you, man. I think Seattle odds on favorite in this game, but it's all about who come out for Joe Burrow. If it's gonna be that hurt Joe Burrow we saw week 1 through 4, I mean, yeah, and then or the Joe Burrow we saw in week 5. He he scrambled for only 7, but he scrambled for 7. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take that in consideration that he was even willing to run, and he didn't look like he was limping throughout the entire after that little run
Mm-hmm.
or that little yards he gained for the first. But I'm not even going to talk about Joe Burrow. Let's talk
Mm.
about Mr. 7-Eleven, Mr. I'm always open, Mr.
Always.
Throw me the ball. Let's talk about him setting a franchise record for receptions in the game. And I think he made his point when he said that to the media, and he stayed on business when he came back next week. You know what I'm saying? So let's see
Yeah, I don't think.
who
It's not
come out for
happening
this
this
game too.
week.
Because I don't think he's gonna throw 50. I don't think he's gonna catch 15. But I say he catch a quick 9.
I
I don't
think
say
he
he throw
catch
up 3 TDs.
5, 6.
I say he throw up a little 9. I say he get a TD or 2. But
All right.
it's all about
What
who
about
come
you,
out for Joe
Corey?
Burrow.
How do you see
That's
this
all that
game?
matters.
I have Joe Burrow and the Bengals coming out with the win. They look good last game. Burrow's been dropping back to pass a lot all
Should
season.
he
I
be?
mean, even with that messed up calf. Well, I don't think so. They need a better offensive line to help open up that run game. But Seattle's defense gives up 280 yards passing a game. And we're talking about Jamar
T.
Chase.
Higgins might
And
play.
T.
I heard. He
Higgins
heard he's
might
out.
play. He's questionable
I
coming
heard
in.
he's out.
Yeah.
That was of
So
this
you
morning
already
when I
heard he's
checked
out?
the
Mm,
injury. He's out.
okay.
But then again, that could change too. That
He
they're going to
still has
make that decision
Jamar.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I think I think that they're, as you know, they're like a mid season team where that's when they start to roll. They do it. they did last year and the year before, that's when they start to pick up some steam and start winning these games. So I expect Cincy
All
to
right.
come out and win this game.
Mo?
I think Seattle win. Jamar Chase is a really, really good receiver. He is 7'11", but Seattle literally has 3 corners. They're one of those teams. They got 3 corners. They got one rookie that's starting to come out, but they have was it Kobe Bryant and Woolen, and they are good.
Tariq Woolen.
They are good corners. I don't see Joe Burrow being able to target Jamar like that. That's why I said he probably have 5-6 catches. I don't think he'll go over 100. So that puts it on the run game. Has that been the focal point this whole season? I don't think so. But Seattle know exactly how to win. Pete Carroll knows how to win. He knows how to run that offense. He knows his defense can handle certain situations. I think this is one of them.
Gotcha.
Seattle wins.
10-4. 10-4. Let's move on to San Fran. San Fran's been undefeated, looking great. 5-0, coming off a huge win last week. Not much. I mean, we thought it was going to be the game of the week, and it really let us down because they just steamrolled the Cowboys. So Cleveland's limping in from their bye week, so they're in 2-2. All right. So when I looked this up, I saw that Watson isn't even playing on Sunday. They haven't seen the running game play well since they came out, and the 49ers are here now. So how do you see this game shaping out, Justin?
Like you said, man, you said it perfectly. I see Cleveland limping in because this is a broken team. This team is nowhere, not the team that we saw coming in. This is not the team that it's not even the same roster we saw in week 1. Like Deshaun Watson's not playing, Chubb is out. I mean, this offense is completely broken down. You gonna put your faith into their rookie and Ford, and I just don't see them doing anything against San Fran. I see San Fran running over Cleveland in this game, even with Myles Garrett on that D line and that defense being the way it is. Purdy hasn't thrown a pick this year, and Purdy is looking like an MVP contender. So I don't even see. I don't see Cleveland.
Okay, I would go to Mo, but I want somebody who's going to tell me a crazy answer. Come on, Kory. Tell me Cleveland's got that chance. Go ahead.
My answers aren't crazy because I believe.
But they do.
San Francisco's going to win. No, just because you don't agree with my answer doesn't make it crazy. San Francisco's winning this game, man. Cleveland has no shot. San Francisco is looking like the Super Bowl champs right now.
Yeah, things can change
right now. The way they've been playing. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it when last year,
look at the Vikings
right there in the NFC Championship where Purdy went down. But this is going to be a bad game for Cleveland.
I thought you'd be happy and everything.
It's going to be a bad game for Cleveland.
Division rivals. I thought you was going to be happy jumping up like, yeah, bro, beat him down, kick him like that.
I enjoy the sport. I love the competitive edge. The competition is what makes you a real fan of this sport. So I figured Cleveland was going to come in this season and be a healthy team. I wanted to see an AFC North where it was going to be competitive, where it was like, oh, who's going to come out? It's not.
Well, it has been competitive like because nobody's running away with it.
So, no. What I mean is, like, I want to see where the teams look. I got you.
You'd rather see a team where you had about 3 of the 4 guys maybe at like 4-1 or 3-2.
Yeah, like remember the NFC East, how it was?
Yeah, but I was exactly about to say
Eagles,
NFC
Cowboys.
East. Yeah,
that was exciting. Every rivalry game you were watching, because you're like, oh, who's gonna win? Oh man, if they don't win, they're not gonna make the playoffs. That's what you want to see as a fan. So, if Baltimore makes it, which we should, I'm happy with that. But San Francisco's running away with this game.
Yeah, San Francisco winning. This game looked way different beginning of the season because they still without Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb that was horrible. But and then now your $200 million quarterback
Again.
is out.
Yeah.
Who wasn't playing that well in the first place, and he's out again. You know, it's
Should
gonna be a
Cleveland be
massacre on
looking to
TV.
buy?
It's gonna.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be bad.
Russell Wilson?
No,
By who? By who?
no,
You're
no.
just paying. That's too much money.
Yeah, they put everything into
Yeah, you're right.
Deshaun, wanting him to be Houston Texans Deshaun. You're not getting that. And I never thought that they was gonna ever see that one. You're not gonna see that version because the person that was behind that version was Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
You're not taking Bill O'Brien to Cleveland. So this is gonna be a murder on TV.
Sanctioned.
Yeah, this is broad day, you know.
I got you. So
It's gonna be a murder.
let's take it to the next game. Carolina. Talk about a murder. Carolina walking in at 0-5, hasn't found a way to pull one out yet. Is now coming in against Miami, who they've looked really strong. They've only got the one loss, and it was to the Bills where they looked bad, but the rest of the games, they've looked real strong. Marcellus, how do you see this shaping up?
Yes.
Or are we literally watching another murder on TV?
We're gonna literally watch
Are
another
they putting
murder.
up 70? Are they putting up 70 again?
we're gonna watch another murder on TV, broad daylight, in front of everybody. Carolina, they can't buy, they can't sell, they can't do nothing.
Well, they've been
What do they have to
It's
sell?
Can't get a
just-
break. Can't get a break.
They've been selling themselves as a good team. They don't have nothing. Brian Burns is
Yeah.
out of there. Nick. I mean, this coming off season, it's over.
Oh yeah,
It's over for that. And then
they might as well trade now and get something in return.
Yeah, and they have no secondary. We could just keep
The
going
best
down the
they
line of
have
what they
is
don't have.
an old
It's over,
wide
man.
receiver who shouldn't be putting
Yep.
up 20-something points in fantasy points, but he is because he's all that they got right now.
No. And he was the number one man where he was at until another person came through and just was mighty, being Justin Jefferson. He came to this team thinking it was going to be different, and it's not. It's over. We got to watch this man in his late parts of his career get murdered.
I don't think he knew it was going to be different. I just think nobody really wanted him at that point. Adam Thielen, coming back from that injury, playing that one season, but not really getting looked at as much. Well, or even just being overlooked because Justin Jefferson's emergence.
I don't think they thought that
happened with
quarterback
Thielen.
was going to be the one that was drafted, because the coach is also speaking on how much the owner is putting his input and how he basically said, we getting Bryce Young. I don't care what y'all say. But now look,
About to be
you're
0-6.
Because Reich wanted, about to be 0-6. They wanted Stroud, but the owner wanted Young. Well, you get
On
what you
that,
got.
how do you see
Murder.
it, Justin?
Dead.
Yeah, like I said, it's a murder. Even though with Miami losing a couple pieces in their offense, but this is gonna be a runaway, and it's not even a competition.
You say
Carolina
losing
shouldn't even show up to this game.
a few of their pieces in this game. You're talking about A-Chain, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at A-Chain. I mean, yeah, you still got Mostert, but A-Chain took over that role. He literally stole it with a ski mask on.
Should
Give
he
me
have
that starting
stolen it?
role, and now
Should he have?
you gotta go back to him. Yeah, because he deserves it. He deserved it because he outperformed Mozart every single week. It wasn't a 1 week.
Oh no,
thing.
he had
Remember,
the
we
big
said
weeks.
it when
he
he
had
first
the big
did it.
games.
We were like, oh,
Really?
No, that was by design, I think. Yeah, he said
Think so?
Yeah, because he said Mostert is his biggest. Mostert always giving him game. Always, like, if you see him score, if you go look at the times he's scored, the first person that go greet him is Mostert, because he's always like, "Hey, this what you did. This what you need to do." They spoke on that last game too.
It's that mentor.
Yeah,
mentality.
it's. I think that's by design.
Because when I look at it, I don't think
I mean, that makes sense
he
'cause
should
it makes
have
sense.
the starting role. yes, putting up stupid numbers, but I don't know if it's part of that Jeremy Lin type, that he comes in as a phenom, but
Yeah, that
most of
insanity.
it is
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
He's solid. Look what he did last week. I mean, last week, hold on, let me pull this number back up. I just changed the page, so I
Yeah.
was moving to the next game.
Well, why you do that? I'm just gonna say that Miami runs their offense strictly
Yeah.
on speed. Like they're
Yes.
not stronger than you, they're not bigger than you, but they will outrun you. That's the only thing they're gonna do, and they will leave you back there, and it does. So that's what I look at. I think they look at Achan as I look at Achan as a little faster than Mozart, younger than Mozart. So I
I
look at it
got
as
you.
he got fresh legs.
I
Let him
got you,
run
Yeah.
but
and let
could
him do
this
what he
be
got
a
to do,
good
man.
thing for
That's how
him
I
and
look at it.
especially for fantasy owners? Because here's a guy with 7 TDs in 5 games. He's averaging 5 yards per rush. Okay, and with Alec A-Chain there, that means this is all going to be his show. That means he gets to run against a team like Carolina, who is struggling against the run. At some point, they're going to be up by so much, especially by the second half. I feel they're going to be up by so much they're going to be running the ball just to kill the clock. Most of them might go for a $140.
Nah, he will because like I said before, he's a veteran back. So when you have a veteran back like that, when you see holes, you see loopholes that rookies really don't see.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna hit them gaps hard, and he's gonna hit them with the speed and the strength to get through them and break. He's gonna break one. I guarantee he's probably gonna break a couple because
Because you
he
can't
see the
catch him.
gaps. Yeah, you can't catch him, and he's a veteran back. Like I say, he has no problem if he sees the 1 and the 2 open, but he know the 3. If he hit the 3, the linebacker gets picked up and he's out for 15. He's gonna hit the 3 every time
Gotcha.
because you can't catch him. And because he lost that, and because he has been sitting behind Achan, his
Yeah,
legs
he's
ain't
not
been
tired.
being used the way you know what I'm saying. So he's coming in this game. He's coming
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
game like it's
I
week
got
2.
you.
So
Yeah, Raheem Mostert's taken a beating every season he's been in the NFL. So
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
think
A-Chan is
that was
really
the
giving
plan
some
of why they
relief.
have him, why they running this two
Uh,
running back, um, while they're running it like as a 2 running back thing, because it's to make sure that he doesn't get beat up and halfway through the season he's done. Let's move on.
Yeah,
I
because
Yeah,
if you
mean,
thank God
remember,
they
they
didn't
was
do
trying
that.
to get Jonathan Taylor.
they. I
Yeah.
mean, Miami did start the 2 running back thing with
Yeah,
Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams back in the
ruin
day
ruin
when they first
fantasy.
introduced
All right,
Wildcat. So
Colts are coming in against Jacksonville. They're coming off a great game last week in London. Can the Jags get okay, but here's the thing, can they get their first win at home? Because they haven't won yet at home. Marcellus, this is your team. Obviously, I'm referring to you. Talk to me.
We win in this game. And I'm not just saying that as a bias. I'm not just saying that. It looks like the offense is trying to start to gain their sting, get their legs up under them. And
Yep.
also, the Colts are without Anthony Richardson. The Colts are gonna try to put Taylor in. We all thought that they were gonna try that last week, but it's gonna be this week that they do it. This is a new coach for him. It's gonna be some rust. I think they're gonna have to start that adjustment period too. I think we win just because we're in different
Fair
places
enough.
as teams.
That's fair
Um,
enough.
but I think this.
Yeah,
I think we win by
I
2
don't think it's going to be
touchdowns
that
though.
close. Mr. Kory, talk to me. How do you see
Yeah.
it? Give you the chance to rebut.
Gardner Minshew can make or break this game for the Colts offense, but the Jags are going to win. I'm with you. Open
Okay.
your eyes.
Everybody was
Open
holding their
your
breath.
eyes.
We were like, "Woo, we waiting."
hey, I swear I was. I swear I was.
I'm just saying Gardner
Yeah.
Minshew can make or break this game if he plays well. You know, if you have a quarterback that goes out there and he makes all the right plays and throws,
Do you think he has a
you have a
chance
really good
against
shot of
this
winning the game.
Jacksonville
And the defense
secondary
gets some
that's
stuff.
played really, really, really well?
Nah, no.
And
I'm
we
just
get
saying if he did. I have to give that
yeah.
Yeah,
ambiance
because
to
their
the
defense
defense a
has
little that
performed
I'm gonna go
wonderfully.
against him so he gets a little fired up. I
and we
want to
get
say
2
this.
guys back. in the interior. One thing about Minshew is if you blitz him,
Yeah.
if you make him go outside, he can hurt you. If you force him to stay in the pocket, though,
Play that QB contain, yeah.
And Calvin Ridley's looked really good
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Last couple
I
of
think
weeks.
he's
I will
um
say
he's
that.
finally starting to
Put your
gel
hand down.
because
Put your
at the
hand
beginning
down.
of the
Put your
season
hand
there was a
down.
little bit, but he was new. He
Flag
was
on the
new.
play.
How do you see it, Justin?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I definitely see Jacksonville coming out with the win in this one. Jacksonville offense has been, it looks shaky in the beginning, but like you said, they coming into their form. That win over the Bills last week definitely set the tone for rest of the season. How I look at it, because Trevor Lawrence is real, Etienne is real, Christian Kirk is
Yeah.
real, Calvin really. You notice how I keep going. Evan Ingram is real. This offense has weapons, and that can get open. That will put up numbers. They each has put up numbers. The only one who hasn't put up numbers this season, and I don't know if he's still hurt. My son's confirmed, but Zay Jones.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
gonna
if
be
Zay
out this
Jones.
game because
Yeah,
Yeah.
he re-injured that knee.
yeah. So Zay Jones is the only one this year who really hasn't
Mhm.
done nothing at all this year. But we seen that glimpse of last year how he was explosive, how he had them
Yeah.
games. I see Jacksonville just run away with this one.
He the reason we beat the
Yeah.
Bills with
I
that
think
catch
that
in the back of the end zone.
I spoke last week about teams that are being built right when I was talking about the Lions. I think the Lions slightly edged Jacksonville out as far as where they are right now as teams. But Jacksonville, when I look at them, I'm looking at a team that is actually built well. Are they my pick for Super Bowl this year or for deep in the playoffs this year? Probably not. Do I see them making the playoffs and making some noise? Yes. Next year, is that going to change? That's where I see it. Like they could be next year's Lions if they keep going with what they're doing. They're built really nice, and I'm watching what they're doing, and I'm taking notice of it. I'm taking notice of it. So New Orleans coming in at 3-2. Houston coming in at 2-3. Oh, all right. So not a big fan of New Orleans, but it is what it is. Um, Justin, are we seeing the phenom Stroud who's coming back to earth like after last week's performance? Or was it just a bad game? Well, you know what's funny? I say bad game, but even in his bad game, is better than most other people's good games. So he still didn't throw a single
Bad
INT,
game.
anything
Exactly.
wrong. But Justin,
I
tell
look
me,
at
what do you see?
it's like I said on Tuesday when I said it is that CJ Stroud, they couldn't score in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? The Houston could not score in the red zone. That was the problem last week, right? This week coming in, you don't have Tank Dell. You don't have Robert Woods, which means you slowly rely on Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz. I don't see either one of those players getting as open as we may imagine. Because against that New Orleans defense, who is coming into this game allowing the fourth fewest yards in the entire league, I don't see CJ Stroud having the big and monstrous game he's been having. I see him having a game similar to last week, and I see New
Does he
Orleans
get his
coming out the
first
win with this one.
INT? All right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's gonna force a ball. I think he's gonna force a ball, and it's gonna be a tip drill like we've been seeing all season. It's gonna be a tip drill. Is that gonna be necessarily his fault? He's gonna try to force a ball into a small hole. It's gonna be a tip drill.
All right,
They're gonna
Corey, how
take
do
it.
you see it?
I would have to agree with Justin. Without two weapons, two dynamic weapons that you've been using all season, you, you can't rely on two guys to step up, especially a young Nico Collins and an old Dalton Schultz to step up to the plate. Um, if Pierce helps, that would be nice. That could take off some of the pressure off him. But this this Saints defense is tough. Being ranked what number 4, um, the way they're playing they're playing like, an old. I think this is probably maybe one of the best Saints defenses we've seen in a long time. The Saints have always been this high-powered offense that we're so accustomed to when they had Drew Brees, and now you're seeing a different side of it where the offense is a little lackluster compared to the defense, and the defense has stepped up to play. So I think this defense is what's going
What
to
about
help
you,
them
Mo?
win this game.
You see it the same way?
Push them to 4-2.
Yeah, because
He hates agreeing with me. Look at his face.
yeah, I do. I see it the same. But it's Damian Pierce. I don't think is going to help because now this is different from last year. We all know what happened. Last year he caught everybody off guard. He was a rookie. Now they got tape on you. They know how to stop you, and you're going against a defense that whole thing is stopping anybody because they got a good secondary. They can stop the run. I don't think CJ Stroud gonna be able to overcome that. So I got the Saints winning. Even though Derek Carr, I thought this team was gonna be I thought they was gonna be a lot better than what they are. Because even though they're 3-2, they don't look 3-2.
I'm not a fan.
But Derek Carr
I'm not a fan.
But like I said, that offense has been stagnant. It's flowed at times and then it slows down. Even with Alvin Kamara coming back now, I think they're putting too much of the workload on Kamara.
Well, speaking of Kamara, Kamara definitely elevates his offense, but I feel like we're forgetting key parts of this offense when I say that. Like Chris Olave, yeah, he's been amazing in fantasy. He's been amazing, even not even as amazing as we all assumed he was going to be in fantasy.
Well, where was he last week?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is that Chris Olave is not getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? You could be the best receiver in the world. If you don't got nobody throwing you the ball who's actually going to get you the ball, you just out there running cardio.
You say where was he last week? But did he disappear?
Is that
I
Kamara?
thought he had like 6 or 7 catches. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had like 2 last week.
Who did he play?
Yeah, I thought he put up about 6 or 7, right?
They blew New England on the water, right? He had his first.
Yeah, I thought he had 6 or 7. I thought he was
along.
I mean, he didn't have a huge game, but I could have sworn he did like 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Chris
Olave.
Chris Olave had 2
catches for 12 yards with 1 touchdown. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You think about Michael Thomas, who had 4 receptions. But Chris Olave, he's running cardio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's running cardio out there because nobody can get him the ball. Even Michael Thomas, Mr. Slant Man, you know what I'm saying, who could run a 3-yard dig better than anybody in the league.
Yep.
And he run a 4 freaking 6 or whatever. He's slow, and he still carries
that first step, dog. That first step.
Michael Thomas is a big target. He's got great hands. I will not deny the man's hands. He's had great catches, but
if you watch those games,
if you're gonna mention the hands, you got to mention the whole receiver core because I saw a stat that it baffled me because I don't think this receiving core has dropped the ball this season.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, throughout Michael Thomas's career,
his whole career,
he's been on top of receptions for every year. Yeah. Every year, most receptions.
And this is first season back, like being at this point, this far, But Olave is open when he's out there. He's just running around like your nephew at a park right now.
Yeah, because you can't get nobody throwing the ball. So Kamara elevates the offense because Kamara is a run safety and a Mr. Check Down because that's what I call him. That's who he is. But when it comes to throwing that ball deep down the field, he's not going to throw it unless he's wide open. He's thinking that Olave is going to be another Devontae Adams, who's like, well, he'll come down with it. No, he's not. He's not a Devontae Adams. I promise you that.
The only person who's going to throw that ball is Winston.
Winston's going to toss it up there. He's going to say, go get it.
I'll give you that.
Winston, he don't mind. He don't care.
But he's going to have 6 touchdowns and 6 picks in that same game.
That's fine, though. Mr. 30 for 30. 30 for 30. No matter. He got eye surgery.
Against Houston, you probably need that kind of unpredictable but gunslinger mentality because Houston is going to be.
I know. And that's why I think Houston actually wins this game. I really don't even think. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that New Orleans should lose this game. New Orleans should win this game. But I just have that gut feel that Stroud is going to pull it out. I think he had the off game last week where it's not really an off game, but he didn't put up the numbers he had been putting up. I think he goes back up to 300 yards despite the secondary of New Orleans. And I think he's going to throw most of it to Collins. I think it's like everything that should not happen. For some reason, I think is going to happen come tomorrow's game. So I actually think Houston pulls this one out. It'll be close, and that's just gut feel. That's just gut feel. You know. Well, here we go. Let's move on to the. Oh my God! I wish I could say third murder, but this game is going to
I know
be
what game we're
horrible to
on.
watch. New England Patriots are coming in at
Jeez,
1-4. Las Vegas at 2-3. I don't know. It's one of those games that
Let's just go ahead
I
and run through
personally don't
them.
want to watch. But Kory, is there any fight left in New England, or at this point, are they just going to play out the season?
They're just playing out the season. You brought in Zeke, you brought in Juju in free agency. They haven't done anything for them. If I was going to watch this game, all I'm
I
watching to
forgot
see
all
is
about that.
if Mac Jones is going to get benched or not. That's the only reason I'd watch this game. I mean, the kid's got 5 touchdowns but 6 interceptions. Garoppolo's got 6 touchdowns with 7 interceptions for the season. Josh Jacobs hasn't looked good. He hasn't been like the old Josh Jacobs of the last season. Both of their offenses are in the bottom 8 of the league. They can't even. The offenses are averaging maybe 100 yards a game. That's terrible. Terrible. I mean, you know, it's going to be a close game. I mean,
What's
like
the over
maybe
under?
like
Hold
10-13 or
on. I'm
something
gonna look
like
up the
that.
over under here.
I don't even care for this
Oh,
game,
it's awful,
to be honest.
And they got they do have Vegas actually. Yeah, they have
The
them favored
Raiders are
by
going to win.
3.5. I think it should be higher.
Yeah.
But Mo, go ahead.
So y'all think that
Yeah,
the student beats the teacher this game?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was my whole argument, Mo. I'm like, listen, I look at it as like Josh McDaniels and Jimmy G both came from New England. Y'all think Bill Belichick's gonna let them just
why not?
come
He's been getting spanked
and
for the
beat
past
him
2 weeks.
after the season he's been having? But I listen, it's a whole difference. I look at it as like it's a revenge, and I'm not gonna let my students, you know what I'm saying, do me dirty. I look at
If
it as
I'm
like
gonna
he's
lose
putting
to anybody,
yeah,
if
I'm
I'm gonna
not
lose to
losing to.
anybody, it
It's
won't
like,
be them.
all right, you my father. If you lose to me, you gonna be tight, bro. I'm just saying. That's how I look at it. I look at it like that. He's not gonna let them just. He's not gonna go down easy. I promise you. He's not going down
UFC
easy.
2006. I stopped playing PlayStation 2 because of you when you finally beat me. Let's get that right. I literally destroyed the game. Don't even want to play this no more because my son beat me. I'm just saying.
It's because I
All
hit the
right. And
laugh,
that's
bro. I was
actually a
gonna
true
laugh real
story,
quick.
y'all. That was a true story.
I was putting work on that shit. That's a true story.
I'm letting y'all know, New England. I think New England is gonna win this game. They're
I
gonna
agree with
squeak it
you.
out. It ain't gonna be like no beatdown. But
No.
Belichick is not letting Josh McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo, two people that Garoppolo was supposed to be Brady replacement, and he had to trade him. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Forced to trade him.
Yeah, he was forced to trade him. He wanted to keep
Had to
him.
give up.
Robert
Had to give up
Kraft.
his coach.
Yep.
Had to give
So
one of his coaches because he was doing too well. They had to give up his coach, give him a chance to be a head coach.
yeah,
He's not about to lose this. He's not about to lose
It's
this
not
season.
giving him up. It's the guy has to move forward. You know, it's not like you
because he
can
was
just
supposed to
hold him
move forward
down.
before. He was supposed to move forward before with the Colts, and he
And he said
took the
no.
job, and then said, "Nah, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna go back."
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you know
So
what? For the
no, it's a
4 o'clock
wrap.
game, I don't think anybody's going to be watching this. We will all be checking out the highlights because here we go. Ready? I think this is my pick for game of the week. Detroit is walking in at 4-1, and Tampa Bay at 3-1. This is such an important game because the Lions are the scariest team in the NFC. I don't think anybody even denies it. And that's even including San Fran. We know San Fran's good. The Lions just scary. Tampa Bay is walking in at 3-1. Here's the thing. We don't know what we really got, but we're going to find out. Because if Tampa Bay can somehow figure out a way to beat Detroit, they're for real. If they lose to Detroit, they were supposed to lose to Detroit. So they're still not out of it, but they're at 3-2. And you got a tough team here. It's going to be a great game going back and forth. And you're in Tampa Bay, and Baker Mayfield is going to be running around doing all type of craziness out there, looking to throw the ball to somebody. Is it going to be Mike Evans? I don't know. Justin, what do you
Drop his
think?
shoulder. I think Baker Mayfield is the key factor in this game because I say Mike Evans does have that hamstring injury he left 2 weeks ago with. Yeah, they coming off a bye, but the hamstring just don't go away in a week. It's lingering. So I see Baker Mayfield being the key factor in this game. Can he distribute the ball? Can he scramble the yards? Can he go get the first down if need be?
Oh, he's going to
He's
get
not scared
hit.
to take
He's
a hit.
going against the
know
Lions
that.
defense.
But yeah, he's not scared to even throw a
Hawkins
shot.
is going to
He'll
hit him
hit
again
you
then.
before you hit him. That's what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that this is Detroit's game to lose. It just matter if it's a beatdown or if it's going to be actual game.
Mo?
So we got to see how that comes out.
Detroit wins because of the defensive line. Baker gonna do all that scrambling and throw some picks to me, probably about 2. But I think Detroit has a really good line. The Bucs also have a good O-line, but Baker Mayfield he's in such a mode to try to prove himself since he wasn't wanted. I think he's going to try to do too much against this team because of their record, because of how people talk about them, and it might
the
bite
Lions, they do blitz almost as much as anybody in this league. Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson has the most pressure.
They blitz more than
league.
40% of their plays. They're going to be in their face, and that's going to be a big factor in it to me. So, Kory, is Baker in trouble in this week?
The Lions. I don't think he's in trouble. I just don't think I'm sure they're not going to win. I don't think he's in trouble at all, but he's going to get pressured. He's going to get sacked, and he's going to get picked. Baker does make when Baker's under pressure, he does make mistakes, and we've seen that before when he was in Cleveland, saw when he was in Carolina, and we're going to see it again. My main focus, really, you guys went defense, which I'm shocked because normally I go defense and y'all go offense. I'm really focused on that Lions offense, man. It's looking great. The receiving core looks good. They got the run game together. I'm really impressed.
St. Brown
Golf
is back.
Playing well. I want to see what these boys can do. Yeah, I want to see what these boys can do out there. See what they can put up now. The offense looks. It's like a perfect working machine. It's all oil.
Are they healthy
grease,
enough
ready
though?
to go. So that's what I'm looking.
They got
for
they got a lot of players who are questionable.
Montgomery.
I think they're in need of a bye week just to get a little bit healthier.
Fine.
Look what it did with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was they looked terrible when I say terrible, I'm talking about the health wise. They look terrible they had a bye week. Everybody's coming back healthy this week. Nobody's questionable. Nobody's probable. Everybody is ready to go.
Yeah, but their egos might be a little bruised because a few of their defensive players are up on the trade block.
Ego.
The Eagles. Oh,
their egos their egos are a little bruised because some of them are on the trade block.
Is that
like Devin
because
White.
They're not playing well, or is it because they're trying to get better? I don't know. I'm just telling you because I viewed Tampa Bay as buyers, not as sellers. I literally view them as somebody who says, "Okay, we have a chance if we get that one or two and key players that might put us over the top. Because they're not out of this. They're at 3-1.
Yeah.
They're right in the mix.
No.
That's what I'm saying. They should actually
they
win
in a
this
bad
division.
So I hope that they don't trade nobody.
Yeah.
I hope they don't trade nobody. But you know how I do for players when they find out they're on the trade block.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I hope they don't trade
Agreed.
nobody.
All right. Let's go to Arizona. Is coming in at 1-4. Los Angeles Rams at 2-3. I don't know, man. Arizona seems to be the place where wide receivers thrive. Do they have a chance against the two-headed monster in Kupp and Nakua? Justin, what do you got?
No. No. Hell no. The reason why I say that is because Arizona just now losing James Conner.
Oh yeah,
On
he's
top
out
of that, so
again.
James Conner's out.
But their secondary
Yeah.
is, that's
James Conner,
my question.
James
Their
Conner's
secondary
out.
is just giving up everything to these wide receivers.
Yeah.
Is Kupp and
secondary
Nakua going to
is
have
terrible.
a good game together, or is just what are we looking at?
Nah, they gonna have Stafford got his toys back. You know what I'm saying? So he's finna throw that ball all game. I see him walking out with a 400 piece.
You
That's
think
why
Nakua and
I
Kupp
see
both break 100 each?
Yeah, I
they
think
did.
did.
I think they
got
did
close.
it last week because
think
Kupp
so.
had 118. Kupp had 118.
Yeah,
So
nobody
I
told him
assume
that he was
Nakua
supposed to
had
ease back
over
in
100.
off of an injury.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
and
wasn't going for that.
he had 8 catches. So he's about to have a 10 piece. He's gonna have a 10 piece this week, and Nakua gonna have another 10 piece. You know what I'm saying? So this
Stop! You're making me hungry with
whole offense, they finna
the
have fun
whole
out there. It's finna
Wendy's
be.
reference. I didn't have any lunch, man. I didn't have any lunch.
I'm telling you, bro. You know what they finna do? I'm finna show you what they finna do right here. They gonna come back in the huddle. He gonna be like this. He gonna go, "Hey, bro, I need you to run this route right here. You gonna run this route here, and you run this route here. All right, well, that's how you gonna get open. They're not even gonna look at the coverage because it don't matter. They're
Is that
gonna
how
catch
you
the ball
see
no
it,
matter what.
Mr. Kory?
Stafford gonna throw 400 people.
Put your arm down.
My
Of
bad.
course,
I'm
I
watching
do.
Florida State. I'm watching Florida State. My bad.
I told you. I mentioned this before. The Rams have a really good pass defense. Really, really good. The Arizona's run has been non-existent. Their rushing game's non-existent. So I feel bad for Dobbs. He's gonna have a rough night.
All right, Mo, what do you see
I got
there?
the Rams coming out on top just because of that alone.
He finds a name on the team every game we talk about that just shocked me. He said, "I feel bad for Dobbs." All right, the Rams winning this, man. I don't even have to go in depth. The Rams are winning this. Nakua is gonna be the star again because he's never pulling back.
Yeah, that's
There it is.
nicely put. Nicely put. Well, we're gonna go to what could possibly be yet another murder that we're gonna watch or not, because Brees Hall looked great last week, and the defense has been tough. But where they haven't been tough, because they've been touchable, is against the run. And they're coming in now, welcoming the Eagles to. And by the way, those who don't know, the Eagles and the Jets, where they play, it's a car ride away. Eagles come. It might as well be a home game. There's going to be more. There's going to be more of their fans there than the Jets fans. All right, and they're coming in to play this game. Yeah,
Oh,
he
man.
should
He's
warm up because
warming
he's
up.
going to lead me off here. Okay, but do the Jets have a chance to shock the world and beat the Eagles? Marcellus.
No. Sauce Gardner may be out of the game. Case
It's that
closed.
simple.
Who is gonna?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. We all know he's not gonna be.
Mhm.
If he was in the game, he's not covering Devontae Smith. He's covering AJ Brown. no Sauce Garden, who's going to be there?
So you think that Hurts is
over.
just going to go wild?
Reed's not that good.
Over. Yes. Because he can get away from their line easy. Eagles have a good offensive line, so there still may be a battle. And what do you leave that to? If I could throw it on you now, because you don't have your number one corner over there that I have to avoid, and then this the one on this side is he's a rookie, right?
No. Reed's not a rookie. Reed's been there like 2 years already. It's second year.
Oh, this is second year.
Second year.
Okay, so all right. Well, still he's not Sauce Gardner.
Agreed.
Doop. Philly wins. Zach Wilson cannot beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Come on, Kory.
That's
Come on,
not
Kory.
happening. Come on, man.
Give the Jets a chance. Come on. Talk to me. What do you see? Do they have a shot?
I'm not insane. There's no way in hell they win this game. I've been saying it for a while. That Jets defense does look scary, but Sauce Gardner is a big key piece to it. So, and they keep showing they're on wave. They're up and down, up and down. The defense hasn't been consistent. Hurts is looking great. What?
Okay. My bad to interrupt you. This is from NBC Sports. As of 22 hours ago, DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner will be questionable with the illness.
That's how I look at it. I look at it just like that because
you giving him a Tyreek Hill.
That's not what's gonna happen, bro. Let me go out there. Let me get a Philly uniform. At that point, ain't nobody covering none of these guys. Hurts gonna have a game. It's literally gonna be a murder on TV because I'm not gonna lie. If the Jets defense was healthy, that's what I thought was coming into this game. This may be upset alert if the Jets defense was healthy, but both corners not there. Yeah, GG. I'm pulling my stars. I'm pulling my starters. I'm pulling my starters in the second half. That's
they
how
have a shot of getting to Hurts. And okay, all right. I mean,
No.
I don't see it either. I wanted it to be more competitive. I would have liked to, for it to be competitive, but I just don't see it. All right. So that will end the 4:00 games. We're going to move to the 8:00 game on Sunday. Right. And New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills. Giants are walking in at 1-4, looking as messy as possible. And the Buffalo Bills are at 3-2, coming off of a bad loss. Kory, do we even waste our time staying up on Sunday night?
No, man. It looks like we're going to be having
like
just
one
murder
of them type
cases
of weeks,
going
man.
around. I mean, oh boy. Oh boy. This I think we're looking like we'll see what happens with Miami if they get another 70, and maybe the Buffalo Bills try to catch up and do a 70 piece too. Jeez, man, this is gonna be bad, real bad. The Buffalo Bills, they have 21 sacks on the season
against a team that gave up
20
something sacks in the past 2 weeks.
Bro, they almost gave
10 in one game.
11.
Yeah, they gave up like
11
10
to
in one
Miami.
game.
So another 7 to who the hell did they play last week?
Seattle.
And let's not forget, Evan Neal looks like he done with y'all because of the criticism.
I said that.
He brought that on himself, but it looks like, everybody can't handle New York media, and he's one of them. He's one of them. He brought that on himself, and he's acting like a. Oh, I can't cuss. Never.
This is gonna be a. Oh, man.
Should I even waste my time asking Marcellus or Justin, or are we just gonna move on to Monday night? Move on to Monday night. There's nothing to add to this game. This game is going to be terrible.
Case closed. Case closed.
Put the law and order music.
All right, we got Monday Night Football. Cowboys walking in at 3-2. Chargers at 2-2, coming off a bye. Cowboys were supposed to be. Last week we were talking about them being one of the top teams. But we didn't get that. So Kory,
Mm.
Oh, this is going to be a fun game to watch to see what version of Dak shows up. Number one, Chargers are coming off a bye week, so they're getting a lot of people back. Eckler's back, baby. Um, and Dallas had that
boy,
beat down against the 49ers. Is there any remnants left from that? Uh, I do expect this to be a high scoring game, though. You know, I still think that because we've seen all season where the Chargers defense is just they're not stopping people and they're allowing people to run up the score on them. Herbert's averaging 350 yards a game with almost two touchdowns. I'm looking for CD Lamb to have a big game this
he's
week.
like Chase.
I'm
He's
hoping
always
to see
open.
that this week finally. What is wrong with you?
Mo,
What?
go ahead, Mo.
What?
Tell him. Tell him.
What is it now? Go ahead. What is it now? Go ahead.
You looking for CD Lamb to have a big game? Why is everybody always looking for him to have a big game? He's
Because he
not
really
like
hasn't
that.
had one.
He won't. He's a two. He's a two disguised as a one. He's a two disguised as a one. I'm sorry. I'm not no CD Lamb believer. I don't think that Dak is even going to be able to just make this some kind of high scoring game. I just don't. He's either going to throw it to CD Lamb or the tight end. He had
I
like
was about to
Brandon Cooks
say the
doesn't.
tight end.
Yeah, he doesn't look at Brandon Cooks. He doesn't look at Michael Gallup. He doesn't look at these people. It's not going to be no high scoring game.
Okay,
And CD Lamb dropped the ball too
let
much
me ask you: is
for
it
him to
because CD
even.
Lamb is a two, like you say, or is it because he's being thrown to by Dak, who,
Mhm.
in my opinion, they should move on from?
He's a two. He was. People look at CD Lamb like this because of what he was doing as a two. When Amari Cooper was there, CD Lamb was a two, but he was eating. We ain't seen him eat like
But is
that,
it because Dak
and
has
we're not gonna see it.
regressed?
I'm sorry. No, I just think I think it's both of them actually. Is get rid of Dak, CD Lamb, put him at two. Get a new quarterback, put him at two. Get a true number one. I think Dallas looks different, but I don't
I
look at
differ
CD like that.
in one step. I don't think it's Lamb. I don't think there's anything wrong with Lamb. I think this team, if they had a different quarterback, for instance, if they were buying and they jumped onto Cousins, and you put Cousins back there, or Russell Wilson even back there, okay, and he had those weapons to throw to Lamb, he had Brooks. Um, I think
Mhm.
it's a totally different, completely different offense because you have Pollard, and they're not running the ball with Pollard. They got a stud that they're not using. They're not throwing the ball to Lamb. They're not throwing the ball to Brandon Cooks. They're not throwing the ball to Gallup. And Gallup is arguably the best number three in the NFL. Any team would love to have him as their number three.
Da-
They
Dallas don't know what they want to do. You get rid of Ezekiel Elliott, and then you say,
and
"Oh,
yeah,
Pollard
they're
is our
not even
one."
giving him the
They
ball.
don't even run the ball with him that much. So
What
I
about you,
I
Justin? How do
just
you
don't
see
believe
it?
in CD like that. I think
I mean, I see it as like Dak is the problem. Dak is definitely a problem. The reason why I say Dak's the problem because he'll do good in the beginning of the game. He'll throw a couple balls, get a couple completions. The moment he starts seeing drops, the moment he throws one pick, I think he just loses it. He loses all confidence. He loses all ego. He loses all like even when in that San Fran game that I watched in the beginning of the game, yeah, it looked shaky. Cool couple completions. The moment he threw that first pick though, from there on he was just throwing to anybody. He was just throwing the ball up because I think he gets so flustered, he gets so under pressure like that. He don't know what to do. I don't see Lamb as the problem, to be honest with you. I see, like you said, if they was go get like a Kirk Cousins, and you put him in Dallas, you put him with that protection, with them with not even with the weapons because he got weapons over there, but the protections will matter with Kirk Cousins. You get Kirk Cousins a little bit of protection, I think Kirk Cousins eat up any defense. It don't matter. So that's how I look at it. I see Chargers running away with this one. It's not even gonna be close because the moment they gonna get one pick, and then Dak's gonna turn to Dak, and not be him.
Dak feel like that because he was the idiot in the beginning of the season talking about I'm not throwing my interceptions are not going to be like this. Blah, 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 blah.
I think he
Yes, they
said
are.
what he won't go throw more than 10. He already got
Yeah.
6.
Yes,
Already got 6.
you're throwing 10, brother.
Yeah,
You're
he said I'm not
throwing
gonna throw
10.
10 picks. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 6 already, but and it's
You're
only week 5.
you.
You're you.
You're you. You're
What do you
throwing
think,
picks.
Kory?
You're throwing
What do you
10
think?
picks in the season. You're throwing them.
I had the Chargers winning this. Like I said, once he throws, like Justin said, once he throws that pick, I put that the defense is going to make the difference. Once he throws that pick, it's going to cost Dak that game. Well, it's going to cost Cowboys that game. Dak does get flustered. Dak does make mistakes. For being America's team, you can't play
team.
like that. It's a bad team.
It's a bad
And
team.
they've got on paper, they're not a bad team.
Make
On
San
paper.
Fran. See, make San
Yeah,
Fran
the
America's
new
team.
one.
I don't think that'll.
All
I
right.
don't think that'll ever happen.
All right, so that brings us. Let's
But
move on. Okay,
yeah,
that's the week in a nutshell. But I tell you what, let's affect fantasy. Let's see what we're talking about when it comes to fantasy, guys. Let me bring this up. Let's see. Here we go. Sit start section of our team. I asked you guys who we had. Marcellus didn't get me his picks, but we'll talk. And you know what? We'll start with Marcellus. Marcellus, let me get one player that we should sit and one player that we should start for this season. Oh, this week rather, not this season.
This week.
Oh, for this week. Okay. Sit Dak Prescott. Sit him. Get him a nice recliner. Sit him down. But start. I would say start Jordan Addison.
Okay. It's funny. All three of you said that. All three of you said start Jordan Addison. Okay. In fact, I even made Kory give me another one because I got it first from Justin. So I'm going to tell you the same thing.
Calvin
Give me
Ridley.
another one.
Start him.
Calvin Ridley. Okay, I can live with that. All right.
Kory, you
So-
do that. You forget that first game. He had 100 before halftime. All right, I'm out.
Ridley?
Yep. Against the Colts. Let's go.
Justin, I already had said your start. This was Justin's stardom. Jordan Addison. Tell me
You
why.
definitely you start Jordan Addison with Jay Jett is not playing. It's just gonna open up the field for him. Now we're talking in the fantasy sense. He's gonna catch a lot of balls. He's gonna get a lot of targets. He's gonna get a lot of balls. And I say I don't see him breaking one for over. I don't see him catching a 30 ball, but I definitely see with them 5-yard slants, them little out routes, those gonna add up. But then again, you start Jordan Addison in fantasy wise.
But earlier, you guys disagreed with me about Minnesota spreading the ball. And
No, you said they were gonna win because I'm talking
but I
fantasy
also
sense.
said his offensive efficiency that Kirk Cousins can spread the ball.
All right, bro, move on.
I
Move on.
was
'Cause I'm
wrong.
not about to get into this with him. I'm not about to get into this.
I guess I was wrong.
Here's your
I,
sit.
I sit Mike Evans this week only because that hamstring injury is lingering, and I do see Detroit focusing on Mike Evans because that looks like that Baker Mayfield's main and one of his only targets. So I see you sit Mike Evans this week, bro. Let him get another week rest, see how he performs this week, and you make your decision next week if you start him out.
10-4. Kory, we're going to move on to yours. Okay. Your start.
Austin Eckler, he is back. I expect him to get multiple touches. He is the wheel for that offense, running, catching out the backfield, getting up the field. He's gonna. I'm looking for him to have a couple touchdowns. He wants to get back out there and play, man. So that's my start.
And your sit.
Whoever the Giants quarterback is, if it's Danny Jones, whoever Matt Breed, whoever they want to put back there, I don't care if they put Darren Waller back there. Sit him going against this Buffalo defense. Just sit him because, oh my God, I wonder how many sacks the Giants are going to give up. That's what we should bet on. How many sacks did the Giants give up in this game?
Yeah, that would be an interesting bet. All right, that leads us to mine. Okay. And my start, Tua. Tua's just gonna go buck.
This guy
Tua's
Noah.
gonna go buck. You know, and that's just it's just gonna be bad. It's gonna be a bad game. Tua's gonna put up a lot of points. We already spoke about this. This is gonna be a lopsided victory. So why not start him and let him lead your league? Okay, my sit, Henry. Henry's been going back and forth with these big weeks and no weeks. And Spears is getting more and more touches. To me, uh, if you have other options, use them because this one is it's not a good pick for anybody. Anybody think I'm wrong on that?
Not at all. I agree with you. I've been saying it for a while, man. Yeah, I looked at me crazy when I traded him in fantasy. I did it for a reason. I saw it. I saw the shared touches. I saw that he's not being consistent the way he was, and I got me a stud for him, bro. So
I have
I'm good
something to
on
say
him.
about who you traded with, but this ain't the show.
All right, so we got the topic of the day. I asked you guys a question. I wanted to hear what you had to say about this. I'm going to list several teams to you. Okay, the Broncos at 1-5, the Vikings at 1-4, the Bears at 1-4. Excuse me. You got Carolina at 0-5, the Patriots at 1-4, the Cardinals at 1-4, the Giants at 1-4, and the Jets at 2-3. Are any of these teams about to come out of the cellar? And are we about to see one of the coaches actually get fired before the season ends?
Do you have a graphic with all those teams you just named?
No, I didn't. I gave you
Okay.
enough graphics, guys. What do you want?
No, I. Uh, yeah, everybody else go.
I'll go first. I say, believe it or not, I think the Jets come out of the gutter with this one, man. Because like I said before, that Jets defense is real. They are authentic. You know what I'm saying? They don't fold to just any team, and they put up numbers against any team. So as long as Zach Wilson can click in, I say that off. I see that offense working. I've seen it work against KC when they almost beat KC. I've seen it where they almost beat. I remember when they beat the Bills. So the offense is gonna click. Zach Wilson just needs to lock in and beat him. But if he can do that, I see the Jets coming out the gutter on that one.
Okay. What about you, Corey?
For the Jets or just in
No,
For
general?
any
any
team,
in general, in general.
for any of those bottom teams,
Oh,
you
so
want the list again?
well, I have the list. I did a whole my own theory crafting of what's going to go on. So we started with the Broncos, right? Russell Wilson's going to be out of a job. That's all. That's the firing. He's out of the job. He's out of a job. They're going to keep Sean Payton. They traded for him, and they're going to move on. Vikings have an opportunity to come out of the cellar after their next week's game against the 49ers. After that game, they have an opportunity. They got two with the Packers, two with the Lions, Bengals, Raiders, Bears, again, Broncos, Saints, and Falcons. So they have an opportunity there. As you guys were just, as we all were just talking about with the Bears, they are seem to adapt to Justin Fields' play style. But if they revert, coach is out. If they revert back, if the coach wants to put the handcuffs back on him, and they're not being successful, coach is out. Carolina's already in a rebuild, so they already got rid of everybody last two seasons. Patriots, they got two games with the Bills left: the Chargers, Chiefs, Dolphins. I feel Mac Jones's job's in jeopardy, and I feel Belichick's job's in jeopardy. I think Belichick might have to go somewhere else after this. I mean, they were 8-9 last year. They do have the potential to go 8-9 again this year, but I don't see it happening. I see them being one of the bottom teams this year, and Belichick's gone. The Cardinals, I have nothing to say about the Cardinals. They're the Cardinals right now. The Giants, they're staying in there. The whole front office needs to get fired, in my opinion, from top to bottom with the Giants organization.
Yeah, it's a
The players,
travesty out there.
yeah, the whole operation out the window. They got to start fresh and new. They don't have anybody. No healthy Saquon. The two stars are Saquon and Waller. So they need help immediately. And the Jets, I think they're going to stay in the cellar. Like I said, we've had waves of that defense, but they'll stay in the cellar because they're really banking on Aaron Rodgers this season. And with him going down so tragically, I think next year that's what they're waiting on.
What if they pull that trade off that we were talking about, that Cousins may be coming over?
That's going to be tough, man. If you're really going to try to save the season, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
There is no waiting. So if that trade doesn't happen within a week or two, it's not looking good for them.
All right.
But to talk on that trade real quick, I know it hasn't happened. It's just we talking about in a hypothetical situation. But I look at it as like with quarterbacks is difficult to trade mid season. The reason why I say that is because now the team has to adjust to this quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We saw it with Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers came in, he went down in the first drive, but when Zach Wilson first came out, they had to adjust to Zach Wilson. They so used to that cadence call. They so used to how he reads the field and how he adjusts to the offense like that. So how I look at it is that if Kirk Cousins comes mid season, that it's gonna be like, don't expect him to come in and win right away. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna have to
But
learn this team before he can even start to win. So I don't. If they trade him now, say they trade him now, week 5, comes to just week
week
6.
6.
I don't see him winning a game until week 9. I'm just being honest.
Well, to rebuttal what you just said, I mean, they did have Zach Wilson last season. They've been practicing with him for 2 seasons now, or so for 3. So they should know Zach Wilson. He was the starter. He's had reps. He's had practice with all these guys. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, he just got there. So they're just learning Aaron Rodgers. So we didn't get to see anything yet. So we don't know what they can do, what their abilities are. So maybe if they brought in Kirk Cousins, it could just be like, oh, maybe he sees it the same way Rodgers did. So they may be comfortable with it.
I look at it. I look at it as
They
like,
didn't have enough time with Aaron yet, is what I'm trying to
yeah, but
get.
they went through training camp with Aaron.
Training
It's a
camp,
difference.
yes.
It's a difference.
Yeah, but
What about you,
it's
Mo? If that trade happens, is it going to be something that they may change it?
No. And honestly, I know I spoke about the trade, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It really don't make no sense to trade unless you're just absolutely dead set on getting rid of Zach Wilson. At the end of the season.
Aren't you?
Yes. But
Because
You
I'm
go-
because
you
I'm
go
pretty
get-
sure Rodgers already said he's coming back next season. So that
he's
means
coming back next season.
okay.
But Kirk
So
Cousins ain't gonna be
Rodgers
a
saying him
backup.
coming back next season
Yep.
means that Zach Wilson will be going through yet a third season of sitting on the bench if he stays.
Oh yeah. But
If he stays. So why should it matter to you?
because you're going to go get a guaranteed money quarterback to go be a bench player. Like Kirk Cousins' contract was what, 85 million guaranteed?
Mhm.
All of it
Yeah,
guaranteed?
it got reconstructed. I don't
It
know.
got okay. All right. So
yeah, but the
you're gonna
majority
have
of his money is still guaranteed.
Yeah, most
He's
of his
been one
money
of the
is guaranteed.
smartest
Yeah.
negotiating quarterbacks,
But
period.
if you go
because he
get
wanted his
Kirk,
money.
yeah. But if you go get Kirk Cousins, you're getting Kirk Cousins because you think you're gonna win this year.
Now,
Mhm.
yeah, you're gonna win a Super Bowl
You're gonna
now.
Is there
now.
somebody
You're
else
gonna win
in that
immediately.
division that if you did have a Cousins, could you win your division?
You're not beating the Bills. You're not beating the Dolphins.
Mhm.
You're not beating either one of those teams.
Okay, so you
So you're
don't
not
see a
winning.
chance right
No.
now.
No.
So is it even worth making the trade then?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's
I can live
worth
with
taking.
that. And I actually
It,
agree with that. I
it's
agree with
worth
that. I don't
taking
think
the L and getting something for Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
next
I
year.
say you let Zach Wilson play it out. Maybe he actually grows a little bit. He takes a step back next season, goes back to the backup role, learns under Rodgers a little more. And after Rodgers retires, which will be after next season, then we'll see if Wilson learns something.
The Jets' focus should be in offensive line.
Yes.
That's it.
Put some big people in there. Put
Put some
some real
people
big 300
who-
pounders, stack them up, and just
It
block.
makes no sense for 4 plays, you lose your quarterback.
Yeah. And you've got a running back because Hall can run. Hall's a stud.
And
So
You got
you
multiple running backs. You got multiple running
You
backs.
got all.
You got multiple.
well,
You
no, I
got
don't even
Dalvin Cook.
count Cook.
Dalvin,
I don't count Cook. I don't count Cook.
You got PTSD. Look at him.
Yeah, I don't count Cook. I don't count Cook. He don't count. He don't count.
but yeah, it's not worth going to go get Kirk Cousins. That shouldn't even be a conversation.
I got you. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to the final thing. Prize picks. My favorite part. My favorite part. So here we go. I'm gonna start again with you, Marcellus, because again, I didn't get your pick. So you tell me, have you had a chance to look at it?
No,
No.
I have not. But
See, he's not much of a gambling man.
yeah, I'm not a gambling man, so
And
I don't
gambling
ever
with
look at
Jets,
it.
so
But I was pretty on the money last week though.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'm gonna let you come at us and tell us if we're wrong on ours. Okay, how about that?
Okay, that'll work.
That'll work.
That'll work.
I don't
All
know if
right.
I like that for
I
real
don't
because
either,
I
because
know
you
how
know
he
how
get.
by
I know
he
how he
already gonna
get.
come
Yeah,
after
like
me for sure.
I don't know how I like that.
Kory, your team was my only off last week. After
Okay,
I
I
had y'all
appreciate it.
winning, y'all actually lost in the rivalry game that I told you was going to be close in.
I got you.
Here we go.
But here we go.
Here.
Now I'm gonna need you to explain, Kory, because you did send me your picks, but you didn't tell me which way you were going, more or less.
Oh, Josh Allen, he's gonna have more than 2.5 touchdowns against the Giants. That defense is not stopping them.
That's
That
actually a good
game,
pick.
he looked amazing, man. He can sling that ball. And then Diggs, 0.5, he's gonna have a touchdown. Somehow this guy's always finding the end zone every game. He's amazing. He's a fantasy stud. So those are my picks this week. How do
I
you feel
got you.
about that one, Marcellus?
What do you got,
Yes.
I already
Marcellus?
know.
Oh,
Yes.
You
okay.
agree with him?
Yes.
For
I already
once.
know. That's a
Yes.
good combo. That's a good stacking combo. That's nice.
Yes.
I got you. I got you.
I can't even say nothing.
All right,
Good.
Justin, we're gonna go to your picks.
Yeah, man. For mine, I got Derrick Henry less than 16.5 rush attempts. Reason why I say that is because, like we said earlier, he's sharing carries, and I think the Titans will be behind. Will be behind in a half, and they're gonna be throwing that ball. So I see them coming out with the win, but I don't see them having that large lead that where they have the true clock. When I look at Sam Howell, I say less than 15 rushing yards. The last 3 games he's went over this line, but the last 3 games he's also played Buffalo, Philly, and Chicago with that defense that was just coming at him last game. So I see them coming with Atlanta, where Jesse Bates ain't gonna be rushing him. So I see he's gonna have a little bit less than
The
15
the
rushing yards
greatest
because
player ever to live.
the
Yeah,
greatest player of all time.
the greatest.
I never said
Yeah, the
So
greatest
anything
defensive
like
player of
that.
all
so
I
I
time.
got
said the
I got
guy's
Sam
playing good
Howell.
and he's got 3 picks this year.
Listen. I got Sam
Shots
Howell
fired.
sitting in the pocket this entire game, just airing the ball out. So I don't see him doing much scrambling again.
That's wrong.
All right, all right. You guys are
Oh, he
definitely
said that's
safe.
wrong.
Yeah. Calais Campbell
Oh,
gonna be coming over that, gonna keep coming at him, and he's gonna have over 15. That's all. That's all I think.
I got you. I got you. Well, you guys know that I'm the real gambler of all 4 of us.
That's true.
So I didn't even go with a 2-player parlay. I went with a 3-player parlay. So here's mine. Brock Purdy. He's going to have more than 210 passing yards. Christian McCaffrey is definitely going more than 69 rushing yards. And Lamar Jackson is going more than 2 TDs. I felt these were safe. And I threw $25 on this one. I proved it. There goes my screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay. I threw $25 on it. I wouldn't,
I mean,
last
you're
week
right.
I emptied the bank account on it, and I went all in on that $125 one, and I lost. I lost by a couple yards. So we had to re-up. I put $25 back in, and now we're at 125 for this one if I win. So we can start the ball rolling again. Okay. What do you got for me? Tell me I'm wrong.
Actually, you're not.
Yeah,
You're
I
not.
don't see
Safe
this.
picks?
This is not a bad party. It's
Yeah,
actually
this
really
this
good.
one is so safe. You good.
There you go. So you know what that makes it? That makes it Anthony approved.
Oh my god.
I knew it was gonna be some crap.
Come on. You know I gotta have fun. With that, gentlemen, I do want to thank you all for coming out today and joining us. Your parting shots, gentlemen. We'll start with you, Kory.
Why'd you come back this week? Why? You just you just want to torment my soul. I really think that's what it is. You just want to torment me. Can't wait for the next time we play one another. We got to go to that game.
Oh, you can
That's
bet on it, brother.
yeah. Yeah. No, but thank everybody. We're trying to make this happen. And you know what? Thank you three. For making this happen, for bringing us all together, allowing us to do something that we love, or talk about something that we love. And that's really it. It's another good week.
Yeah. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, this was a really good episode, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for coming out. Like, comment, subscribe from the Hip Podcast. Marcellus and again, broke being here on another episode. Hope to see you more episodes coming forward. Probably every episode if you can. And yeah, man, if you want bold predictions, honest opinions, and
Like
bias opinions from Kory, just come from the hip, man. That's where we
bias.
coming from.
Bias. It's not bias. Baltimore, I might give you a little bias on that, but I did even the keel, and I was like, hey, it's gonna be a struggle. Not bias. It's a different view.
Hold on. Let me mute Kory here. Hold on. Marcellus, your shots.
The Ravens are going to disappoint Kory. He's going to cry many tears throughout each night. Also, Jesse Bates is not the greatest player that ever lived, no matter what Kory says. But I enjoy coming on the podcast. Hey, man, From the Hip is dope. Subscribe. Keep watching. I will be back.
Marcellus,
Kory.
you're welcome anytime. Anytime. You know we're here every week, and any week you want to jump in, you just hit me up, man. Just say, hey, I'm on Saturday,
Will
because
do.
that's an open invitation. Open invitation.
Will
All right?
do. Will do.
With that, gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching. You, okay? Everyone out there, like, comment, subscribe. We want this to be something, and this will be nothing without you. So, as always, let's keep it football and let's keep it from the hip. And thank you all for everything.
Ski.
Yeet.